Okay. So there are bitwise operator also there. Bitwise operators means first one is AND operator. AND operator, only single AND. OR operator, single in vertical line. Then there is a complement operator. It is not or not operator. It is a complement operator. Complement, that is one's complement operator. And one more operator is a XOR operator. XOR operator. And XOR operator is this one. This is the XOR operator. Okay. So generally, if you are giving the A and B, if A and B, then it means that you are operating these two variables or the operand bit wisely. So the A, whatever the content of A get converted into its binary, contents of B convert into the binary, and each bit by bit you are doing operation. I think we have taken that examples 1101 and OR. Have you taken?
Yes, sir.
Yes. OR is also we have taken. XOR also we have taken. Complement I think also we have taken. Complement means all the 0 is replaced by 1, all the 1s is replaced by 0. But what about this logical operator and when to use logical operator? Okay, so logical operator can be used, for example, there are the 3 variables and now you want to check that which one is greater one. Now my logic is very simple. If A is greater than B and if A is greater than C, both should be true. If both is true, then A is greater than both B and C. So I have to check these two conditions at the same time. So how to check it? A greater than B, and again second condition is A greater than C. These two conditions I have to check the same time.
And
So
Logical
we
and
have to use the logical AND here. So this whole condition will be true only if first is true and the second is true. If both is true, then only the whole condition is true. If one of the false, then the whole condition is false. Got it? Got it? This AND gate or AND operator. When to use AND operator? Generally, AND operator, logical operator, is generally used to combine the two conditions, to combine the more than, or to check the more than one condition at the same time. Okay.
okay.
I can again combine with the third one also. For example, C greater than A, or other way. So D variable is there. A greater than D, third variable. Okay, so I want to check. I'm checking here. A is greater than B, C, and D. So here A greater than B and A greater than C and A greater than D. If 3 is true, then only the hello will be executed. Otherwise, the bye will be executed. Got it? So to check the two condition or more than one condition at the same time, we are using that logical AND operator. Okay. And if both is true, then only if you have to execute, then use AND operator. And suppose we have to check that condition, but if one of the condition is true, then only we have to execute. Then we are using or double vertical lines. If first is true, second is false, then also the condition is true. If first is false, second is true, then also the condition is true. If first is true, second is also true, then also condition is true. If first is false, second is also false, then only the condition is false. Got it? So two condition if you want to check at the same time, and if you want to check that if one of the condition is true, then we can use here logical OR operator. Okay. And when to use NOT operator? Suppose if one of the condition is there and if you want to invert it, okay, we have to invert it. So now if the condition is true, we have to make it as an invert. Just you are making a NOT operator. So if the condition is true here, it become false. It become false. Okay. If the condition is true, this whole become false. And if it is false, then whole becomes true. Sometimes actually we can replace the same thing. Just we need to copy this to the else part, and else part we are copying to the if part. If you don't want to use the NOT operator, but suppose if there are very big code is there, and suppose we mistakenly return that if if part in else and else part in if. So without copy paste that else part in if and if part in else, what we are making, just we are making not of this. Got it? So we'll take one of the program here. Sorry.
Complement is also same, no sir?
No. Complement is somewhat different. We have taken that example. If A is equal to 5 and int B is equal to complement of the A, then what happened? Percent D and B, comma B. So what the complement is doing? The complement means whatever the binary digits present in the A get inverted. It is not making true to false and false to true. It will making all the ones by 0 and all the zeros by 1. So if it is 5, if A is equal to 5, 5 means 0, 1, 0, 1. Okay.
1 0 1 0.
Okay. And remainings are 0. All remaining 30 zeros are there.
But output will be -6, no sir?
Yes, output is -6. So complement of A is 1 1 1. I think we have taken this.
Yes, sir. We thought that this.
Okay. So B is, and how to represent this? It is in a 2's complement format. So how to get the original number? Just take a 1's complement, again take the 2's complement plus add 1. So you will have here the original number. So that is -6. So your NOT operator is generally used to make the condition false to true or true to false. But complement operator generally used to convert or the complement the bit pattern of your variable. It complement the bit pattern. 1 get 0, 0 get 1. It doesn't related to the condition. Okay, so you cannot make this A complement of A greater than B. So there is no meaning complement of A greater than B. Now how it gets solved? It gets solved like first complement of A and then it is making greater than B because it is a unary operator here. Got it? Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we'll move towards the next, I think, theory point, and that is the switch case. Okay, switch case statement is a very similar like your if else if statement that we have taken, if else if. Okay, so here if the first condition is true, then the remaining will not be checked. But if the first is false, then only the second condition will be checked. If the second condition is true, then the statement get executed. Otherwise, if the second condition is false, then the third one get checked here. Okay, so same, just if you compare that switch case statement with the if else statement, only the syntax is different here, but the working is same. So here the syntax is which variable we want to compare. That is here it will only do the comparison, and comparison only equality comparison we can do here, only equality comparison. So here whatever the variable we want to check, that we are putting here, or any expression result we want to check, we are putting here the expression. Generally we are putting the variable here. So whatever the variable is there, we want to check its value, we are putting here, and whatever the possible values of that variable we can put into the different cases. For example, here suppose there is a one variable, choice variable is there, and we want to check that what are the different possible value of that choice. Suppose you have given the choice as a 1 2 3 4 5, only 5 are the legal values, so we can put it here case 1. Case 1 represent the choice is meeting this particular case, so it means that this equality condition is now true here. It means the choice equal to the first case. If this is true, then the statement get executed and it will break. and when it will execute break, it will directly go outside the loop. Got it?
Sir,
Yes.
could you repeat this? I did not understand.
Okay, okay. So I will take one example here for taking that. Okay, so there is one choice variable is there. I want to check the different value of the choices. Okay, so if else, in if else statement I can put here. Now I can make sure that here choice is having the only 5 values, possible 5 values, 1, 2, 3 or 5. Okay, so first I'm checking that A is having the one value or not. If A is having the one value, then we are putting some statements. Otherwise, we are checking the different choice case. So choice equal to 2. So if the choice equal to 2, then again we are doing something. Okay. Again we are putting again else if. So this is related to the if else if. But the same thing if you want to implement in your switch case, then what to do? Switch this choice for the different cases. And what is the first case? The first case is the case 1. So meaning is if choice equal to 1. Okay, switch the choice variable for the first case, and the case first is the case 1. So the condition becomes here if choice equal to 1. So if the choice equal to 1, I can put it here. Sorry, I can put it here, choice 1. And after that, I'm putting a break statement. Now, why it is a break statement is required, I will explain you afterwards. But the break is important here. Now, case 2. The meaning of case 2 is second else if. If the choice is not equal to 1, then it will go for the case 2. So it means that if choice equal to 1 get false, then the second condition is if choice equal to 2. If choice equal to 2, the whatever the statement we want to execute, we are putting here, that is choice 2 will be printed, and again break statement. Again same for the case 3. Again we are putting here printf. So case 3 will be checked only if first case is false and second case is also false. Then only the case 3 will be checked. Otherwise, if the case 1 has been matched the condition, then choice 1 will be printed. But suppose if 1 not matched, 2 not matched, 3 not matched, then it will go for the next case. So we can put as many as we can that cases. What are the possible value of that particular variable? We can put it here. Okay, only possible values. But suppose, consider here, choice is having only 4 possible values, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if the choice is having only one possible value, I can have the choice variable only legal value as a 4 value, 1, 2, 3, 4. And suppose if user has entered 5, user has entered 6, user has entered 10, then what happened? We don't know what to do when user has entered 10. Then we can handle it by using the default case. The default case is very similar like your last else part. So if none of the case is satisfied in your if statement, then the last else part get satisfied always. So here also, if first case is not matched, second is not matched, third is not matched, fourth is not matched, then the default is definitely matched. Default is definitely matched. So default statement generally means if no statement going to execute, then the default statement is always going to execute. But suppose if one of the condition is true, suppose case 1 is true, then it will execute choice 1 and directly it will go outside this. It will not execute the default one. So remember that default only will be only execute if none of the case has been satisfied. Have you understood this? Have you understood?
So Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yes. So suppose here we will check here choice 1. If choice is equal to 1, then what should be the output? Choice 1. Why? Because the condition is the choice variable is 1. So we are testing the variable choice. What are the different possible values of the choice? Now we are putting the case 1. Now this 1 is matched with the choice. Now is it match? 1 equal to 1? Yeah, it is match. So it will print choice 1. And when it after printing choice 1, break statement is there, and what the break statement is doing, it will directly go outside the switch case. It will not execute the further statements. Got it? But suppose if you are making the choice equal to 2, if you are making choice equal to 2, what happen? Now case 1 is not match. If the case 1 is not match, it will go for the second case. If it is going for the second case, then choice 2 will be printed if the case 2 is satisfied. Then we can again check for the next one. If choice equal to 3, first is matches with the 1, not match, matches with the 2, not match, matches with the 3, yes, match. So choice 3 will be printed. If your choice is equal to 4, then what happened? 1 is not match, 3 not match, 1 is not match, 2 not match, 3 not match, but 4 is match. So choice 4 will be printed. But suppose if you are entering the choice as a 5, then what happened? 1 not match, 2 not match, 3 not match, 4 is also not match. So which is match? Default is definitely match, and you will get output as a default statement. Got it? It is very similar like your if else statement, but only the syntax is different. Writing syntax is different. So getting this point, all of you getting this point, switch case? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Anyone having a doubt, then you can ask me here. No?
Sir, so whatever is there an int, that only should be beside case.
Yes. Actually here I am hardcoding this value, but this value we can take from the user, that is enter your choice, and we are scanning that choice from the user. The user can give the any choice, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, user can enter any choice, and depending on that choice decided by the user, a particular code is executed here. Got it? So it is very just like if you are going for the ATM. Okay, if you're going into the ATM, then what happened? That ATM will not only provide only single option. When you insert the card, actually what happened? There is one menu will be there, menu. So what you want to do? You want to withdraw money, you want to deposit money, if you want to print statement, if you want to reset your password or recharge, mobile recharge, anything, that all are the menu that is appearing. This is just like your menu, and it will ask that enter any choice. Okay, so you are, suppose if you want to withdraw money, then you are selecting that particular, by pressing that button you are selecting that choice. Here also we can give some menu here. Case 1 this thing, case 2 this thing, case 3 this thing, case 4 this thing, and then depending on the user selected, that particular case will be executed. For example, if the user has selected the withdraw money, then the withdraw money, the next screen is of the withdraw money. If the user has selected mobile recharge, the next screen is of the mobile one. This is just like your one of the software. By giving the user input, I can decide what to do next. Okay, we will take one example here, but I have to shift from this to, okay, but before taking that example, let me show some magic here. Here I am not putting break. Okay, suppose I have forgotten to put here break, then what happens? And suppose if choice equal to 4, then tell me what is the output.
Choice 1, 2, 3, 4, sir.
Previously, maybe previously whatever output was given, the same output might appear.
Okay, so choice 4 only,
Or all four,
All the
sir.
4 will print, sir.
all 4. Okay, so let's give the, I am running this program and output is, look at here, output is choice 4 is also printed and the default statement is also printed. Okay, if I am putting
Okay.
here 3, then look at the output. Choice 3 will be printed, choice 4 will be printed, default statement will be printed. If I'm putting 2 here, then what happened? Choice 2 will be printed, choice 3 will be printed, choice 4 will be printed, default statement is also printed. If I'm putting here choice 1, then choice 1 printed, choice 2 also printed, choice 3 also printed, choice 4 also printed, default statement also printed. So can you decode this? What is happening inside this switch case? Can you decode?
Sir, I think so. The previously stored output also will be displayed again.
Previously stored
Output.
no, previously stored, there is no meaning of previously stored output,
Okay.
because every time the new program
break
running.
Sir, to what value the choice
Sir,
is making, matching from that point, everything which
all
will
the
come
other
next.
statements will get printed.
Other
I mean,
statement.
output.
Suppose I am making here 1, 3 and 2. Okay, and if I'm making here 3, so what is the output?
2, T2 and default.
T2 default.
Hmm?
3, 2 and default.
3, 2 and default.
Default.
And the choice 3, then choice 2 and then default. Here I am not changing here.
Choice 3, choice 4,
Choice 4
default.
default. Yes, sir.
Choice 3, choice 4
Choice
and
4,
default.
default.
Yes, sir.
Choice 3, choice 4 and default. Okay, so are you able to decode it? Then what actually happened inside is, actually if you notice here, if I'm making choice is equal to 1, so what happened? Case 1 is true. First case is true. Case 1 or first case is true. If the first case is true, then in switch case actually, if first case is true, below all the cases automatically becomes true. Remember it, a very important point. If first case is true, then the below cases becomes automatically true. It will not check the further cases. If I'm meeting the first, if I'm meeting any case as a true, below cases becomes automatically true. So here my first case is true, so all the remaining cases are automatically becomes true. So case 2 is also true, so that's why choice 2 also printed. Case 3 also true, this is also printed. Choice 4 also printed, default statement also printed. But here, if I'm making here choice equal to 3, then what happened?
Choice 4, choice 5,
Choice 4 and default.
So what happened here? Case 1 is false.
Choice.
Okay,
Yeah.
good here. We'll go for the stepwise. Case 1 is false. So if case 1 is false, it will go for checking the next case. Case 2 false, it will again go for the next case. So case 3 true. When the case 3 is true, then the remaining all the cases are true. So case 4 is also true, so it will print choice 4. If default is automatically true, so here for every statement actually default get printed. Okay, so if
So
you
this
want,
is only when break is not there.
yes, it is only when where break is not there. So that's why to make the every case statement as a separate statement, what we are doing here, we are putting the break statement here. You can check it out here. Suppose if I'm only putting the break statement for case 1 and case 2, it will give the correct result. It will give the correct result only for case 1 and case 2. So choice equal to 1, choice 1 will be printed only. Okay, choice 2 will be printed. But if I'm making case 3, then what happened? After the case 3, there is no break statement. So case 4 will be printed. Default is also printed. So here case 3 also printed, case 4 also printed, default is also printed. Got it? So always remember that if you want to separate the every case statements, then just put the break statement after the each case statement. Okay, so it is mandatory if you want to separate the statement, case statement. Case 1 statements are different, case 2 is different, case 3 is different, case 4 is different. So just put the break after this one. But suppose if you want the combine output, then you can have this. Just remove this break statement. So I have the combined output for 3 and 4. So if 3 is there, choice 3 and choice. Suppose if 3 is there, I'm only putting here combined output. Combined output. Okay. So if I'm running this program with the 1, then choice 1 will be printed. For 2, choice 2 will be printed. But if I'm making 3, then combined output will be printed. Again for 4, same output, combined output will be printed. Got it? So for 3 and 4, there is a combined output. Okay. So in some cases, it might happen that if you want to take the user input, but that user can input in a 2 different formats. Just like, do you want to continue? Suppose the statement is, the question is, do you want to continue? Yes or no, Y or N. So it might happen that the user has entered the Y in capital case letter, or user has entered in a small case letter also. So if you want to check it, then we can combine it with the for small y and the small capital Y, for both these cases we are getting the same output. Whatever the user is entering, capital Y or small y, you are having the same output. Got it? Because ASCII value of small y and ASCII value of capital Y both are different one. Got it? So we will do one program here which will check that the given character is a vowel or not, vowel or consonant. Okay, so what are the vowel characters? Vowel characters are A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so A, E, I, O, and the remainings are consonants.
Consonant.
Okay, so we are switching this CH for the different cases. So very first case is A. First case is A. Second is E. Then I. Then O. Then U. So for all the 5 cases, we just have to print here vowel and then break. And for the remaining one, other than this A, E, I, O, U, we have to print the consonant. We have to print the consonant here. Okay. So if you are giving the CH input as suppose E, then what happened? Now CH is compared with the every cases. First case is A, not match. Second case is E, yes, match. If this is match, then the remaining all the cases, all the below cases are perfectly matches, or it is true. So I is also true. So whatever the statement written here get executed, there is no statement written. O is also true. So statement get executed, but there is no statement. U is also true, but statement is written as a vowel. So vowel will be printed here. So for E, the vowel will be printed. So you can put here, you can get here it is a vowel. For A, it is a vowel. For I, it is a vowel. For O, it is a vowel. For U, also it is a vowel. But for suppose K is there. For K, First case is not match, second not match, third not match, fourth not match, fifth is also not match. So if the none of the cases match, then the default definitely match. So it will print the consonant. Got it?
Yes, sir.
So here, that disadvantage of writing the break, we can convert that disadvantage into the advantage itself. So here the advantage is we don't have to repeat this printf vowel to each and every cases. We don't have to use it. But if you want to use it, then what is the statement? Just this statement is repeated for every time. This statement is repeated, so it will increase your length of your code. It will give the same output. You can see here, it will give the same output. Moment. But here the drawback of this code is the length of your code becomes increase. So to decrease it, just remove the redundancy in your program. If you are removing the redundancy in a program, whatever the input A, E, I, O, U, you will get a vowel output. Okay. So, but what happened if I'm making here capital O, there capital O, if CH equal to capital O, then what is the output?
Constant.
Consonant.
Consonant.
Consonant. Okay, but O is a capital O is also vowel. So we have to one more 5 times again we have to write down the different cases for capital cases also. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, so total 10 cases are there. 5 for the small case and the 5 for the capital cases. Got it?
So can't we assume two? I mean, like small letter A and capital letter A in single case.
Small letter N. Pardon?
Small letter A and capital letter A in single case, we can't assume like that. Sir.
No, we can't use it because you cannot give here this one A or A. So you're talking about this, no?
Yes, sir. Comparing at
Capital.
once.
No, we can't do. We can't do here. Small a or capital A. We can't do here. We have to write its own separate case. Okay. So case should be always the constant. Case should be always constant. Constant or expression also we can do, but the result should be the constant one. Result should be constant because that result is compared with the CH. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So this is about the switch case. I will take one program regarding the switch. Yes.
If user should give it, then also your case statement should be AEIOU only.
Yes. Actually here in this ID that I'm using, the user input is not working. That's why I'm giving here the hardcore output.
Okay, sir.
Okay. But it is very similar. User input means you are storing A in a CH. Very simple. Here also it will get compare. User input also compare. The hardcore input also compare. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So next one we are going to see. Okay. So this switch case statement, we will complete the theory. So this is the expression that we want to compare. It will first compare the case 1, then whatever the statement associated with the case is get executed. If it is not matched, then it will go for case 2. It is not matched, it will go for case 3. Different cases are there, and if the none of the cases not matched, then default cases matches here. And after executing all the cases, then it will go to the next line of your program. The simple statement program has been explained here. The switch grade is B now. Okay, so the grade is compared here. Now first grade is compared with capital A. If capital A is there, then excellent will be printed. Now next one is capital B will be, capital B is the input and you are comparing with the capital B. Now the case is satisfied here. Case is match. If the case is match, it will execute the its statement, but there is no statement for the case B. But it means that here case B is true means remaining all the cases becomes true. So it means that case C is also true. So whatever the statement into that case C will be printed and it will print well done. Okay. If you are modifying the grade is equal to C, it will again print the same thing, well done. Okay. The next one is capital D. If the capital D is matched, then you will have the output as a U pass. And if none of the grade is there, so F grade is there, then it is an invalid grade is there. Got it? Getting this point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, very simple actually understanding this. And next one is conditional operator. Okay, so we'll put this conditional operator in front of you. The conditional operator is very similar like your if else statement, but only again the syntax is different. Suppose if there is a if else statement is there and very small if else statement, very small, you want to compare the expression, you want to compare one condition, and depending on that condition you want to execute the different expression, but that expression, if expression is also there, that is a true expression, and the false expression is also there, that is known as a else expression. Okay, so here the syntax is very simple. First we are putting expression 1. Generally we are putting, instead of expression we are putting condition, and depending on the condition, depending on this condition, is it true or false, it will print or it will execute expression 2, or it will execute the expression 3. So it means that if the expression 1 is true, give the result as true or non-zero value, then it will execute the expression 2. Or if the expression 1 is having the result as a 0 value or false, then it will execute the expression 3. So if expression 1 is true, then the value written will be expression 2. Otherwise, the value written will be expression 3. Okay, so I will explain you with this example. Suppose there is one variable a is equal to suppose 10, and we want to check, suppose there is one more variable integer b. Okay. So we want to check here, if a is greater than 10, if a is greater than 10, then what the expression I want to execute? 1, otherwise 0. I can put one statement here itself. So it means that,
Question mark, sir.
yes, question mark. After the condition there should be question mark. So here a greater than 10, it means that what is the result? A greater than 10, now 10, a value is 10. 10 greater than 10, result is false. If the result is false, then the whole expression, this conditional expression, give the result as this else part or the false part, that is 0. But here, if the expression result, if the first condition is true, then the whole expression is having the result as a 1 itself. So here the b is having the 1 or 0 depending on the value of this a. So can you determine the value of b here? Whatever I told you.
0, sir.
What is the value of b? It is
0.
0.
It is 0. Value of b is 0.
Sir, if here a is equal to 10, then it will be?
A is yes, a is equal to 10. Na?
No, sir, is equal to, it's like assigning value. No, if a is equal to 5, then what will the
Then
output be?
instead of giving here condition, if I'm putting expression, okay, that is your question. Huh?
Yes, sir.
If a equal to 10, suppose a equal to 10 before, and if I'm assigning as a 5, okay, so the same thing, if a equal to 5, what is the result? 5.
1.
What is the result? A equal to 5 means
1.
result is 5. Not a equal to 5 means 5 is assigned to a, and the whole result is 5. 5 is non-zero value. Non-zero value is true. True means which expression get executed? 1 get executed. So it means that 1 is the whole result. So
Sir, I didn't understand.
1 get printed here. Got it? So you can put here any expression. You can put the expression or the condition here. It is very
So,
similar
sir,
like
if
this.
it is a is equal to 5, then it will print 0.
In this case, na?
Yeah.
Now in this case, what happened? A
It will
equal
print
to 5. condition, just tell me what is condition, true or false?
False.
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 False
So
means
it's 0.
0. So it will print value of B is 0. Okay. So
So
don't
I don't
confuse with,
understand what you explained previously. When B is equal to A is equal to 5. Yeah.
okay. So you can understand by using this manuals. Now, are you able to decode it? Because the same thing I have rewrite in if else statement. If A
Okay.
equal to 5, A equal to 5 is condition here.
Mm.
If the condition is true, then 1 is assigned to B. So B equal to 1. If the condition is false, then B equal to 0.
Yeah. So the output will be 0, no?
You tell me what is A equal to 5?
Because first we've initialized A to 10. So A is equal to 5 will be false. So
It is equal to.
0.
Equal to means
Equal
assignment
to.
operator.
Assigning.
Oh,
5
yeah.
is getting assigned to A.
5
Okay,
is
yeah.
assigned to A. It is not comparing. It is assigned to A. If it is assigned to A, what is the result here? Result is A. A means 5.
Okay.
So here 5 is there. So if 5 means 5 is true. True means B equal to 1. So here 1 is assigned to B. Got it?
Okay.
Now getting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Okay. So if this one is there, if A greater than 10, I can also write the same thing here. I can put here printf statement also. A is greater than 10 colon printf A is less than 10. Okay, so that is the one format of writing that if else statement, conditional statement. In a conditional statement, the if that true part and the false part, you can put here the printf statement also. No need to put the expression. Instead of expression, you can put one of the printf statement also. Just like if the A is greater than 10, then which printf get executed? This one. A is greater than 10. If the A is less than 10, then it will print A is less than 10. So whatever the result of this expression will be, it will be decided that which expression will be executed.
So this will not compare with int.
Pardon? It will compare with the 10. It will compare. A is compare with the 10.
So what output we get is the third statement, because that is not true.
Yeah, now condition is false, so this statement get executes and you will get output as A is less than 10. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
actually what I want to say that instead of writing 0, 1 or instead of writing any expression, we can put here the printf statement also. Okay, so no need to assign here. If it is assigning, then if you are assigning it, then the whatever the result is here, result of this printf will be get stored into this. Okay, so getting this point, getting?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you are getting, then tell me what is the output of this program then. First one. Now just look at here this one. Now value of x will decide that what is the
Whether
value
it
of
is
y.
true or
What value of x will be decided that what is the value of y. If value of x is 10, suppose consider if the value of x is 10, then the condition is 10 greater than 5. 10 greater than 5 condition is true. So 3 will be assigned to y.
3 will be stored, assigned to Y.
Yes. And if value of x is less than 5, then
O will be
4 will be
assigned to
assigned.
Y.
So this similar thing, if you don't understood, just convert it into your general format. If x greater than y, if x is greater than 5, y equal to 3, else y is equal to 4. Got it? Now here,
So there 1 will be the answer because in either ways it's true.
which one? Here,
If A is greater than or equal to means A is actually equal to 65 and A is less than 90. So
Yeah.
1 into 1 is 1. So evaluation is evaluated to true.
okay. So here, check it here. Suppose if A I'm giving, suppose instead of scanf I'm giving here A is equal to small s. If A is small s, then now so what is small s? What is
ASCII
the
value of
small?
S, sir.
Yes, the its ASCII value is compared here. So ASCII value of small s is, I think it is greater than 97. Greater than, because small
A is 97.
97. So it is always greater than 97. So first it means that it's greater than 97. No need to calculate. First we'll check greater than 97, greater than 65. Condition
True.
That's
True, sir. True.
True. One will
greater
be
than
one.
97 is greater. Okay, 1. Okay, and here
False.
A
False.
is
0.
false. So if one
Zero.
of the case is false,
Yeah,
then
Answer is zero.
then
answer is,
zero.
answer is false.
Hmm.
Answer is false means
Zero.
0 will be printed. So y is equal to
Zero.
0.
Zero.
Okay. And suppose if it is capital B, then
Then
What
it's
is the
1, sir.
value?
capital B, then no condition
One.
is true. Here
This
also
is also
condition is
true.
true. So,
So
1
1 is
will be
one.
assigned.
1 is assigned to Y.
Okay.
One.
So here I can decode this program like y is having the 1 value if A is capital. Y is having 0 value if A is small case letter. Got it?
What, sir?
Y is having the 1 value. Y is equal to 1 if variable A contains the capital case letter,
Okay.
and y is equal to 0 in case of A is not a capital case letter or A is a small case letter. If A contains the small case letter, suppose B, then y is equal to 0.
0.
Yes,
If
sir.
A contains the any capital case letter, suppose Z, then also y is equal to 1. Get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I think we have taken this. This also we have taken. We also have taken. Okay. So now this is remaining. Okay. 13. Just try for the 13. Now remember, negative value is also non-zero value. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Negative is also non-zero value.
$500, 200, sir.
Hmm?
200.
200. Actually, I need to somewhat.
So now, what's the value of number? Is it
Yes,
taken
it
by
is
unit?
not given. Okay. So
Yeah, sir.
just I'm correcting. I'm correcting.
Ah, okay.
Num is equal to -4.
Okay.
Sir, it is given also number is equal to 30.
Number equal to
30.
30.
So -4 is less
13th one.
than 0 is true, no, sir?
-4 is
Less
Less
than
than
zero.
0.
is true.
So it should print, it should assign 0 to J.
Zero.
Yeah, so it is 0.
so getting the answer. -4 less than 0 condition is true. If the condition is true, this 0 will be, that is true part, first part.
Yeah.
True part will be assigned to J. So J equal to 0. Simple. Okay. Very simple. The next one is here.
So this one is 200, sir.
Hmm?
200.
No.
Now here it is again nested conditional statement is there. Nested conditional. Huh? Now first what happened, num equal to 30. Now 30 greater than 5. 30 greater than 5 condition is true. If the condition is true, then it will execute true part. But in a true part, actually one more condition is there.
Yes, sir.
That is known as a nested if statement. Okay. Now that condition is 30 less than or equal to 100. Condition false.
10
False.
false.
30
So it's
less
200.
than or equal to 10. 30 less than or equal to 10. Condition is false.
False.
If condition is false, it will go to else
200.
part. That is 200. So whatever the whole result is there, 200. So k is equal to 200. Getting?
Yeah, sir.
Correct one. Okay, next one.
So goodbye, I guess. Yeah,
So it
goodbye.
will print goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Okay, so we'll see. Not of 4. What is not of 4?
Any
Zero,
number.
sir.
Minus
One
5.
complement of 1 is 0.
No, not complement. Not.
Minus 5,
Not
sir.
of 4.
Any number other than 4, no?
No.
Zero,
What
sir.
is
0.
Sir,
not
not j is
considered?
minus 5, no, sir.
No. That is complement
That is
of
complement. This is not
complement of j is minus 5. But what is not of j?
0.
0. Simple. Now
Zero.
j,
It's a 0.
j is 4.
Oh,
4
yeah,
is,
yeah.
j is 4. 4 is true. So not of true is false. False is 0. Okay. So 0 not equal to 1. 0 not equal to 1 condition
False.
false.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
No. 0 not equal to
So
1.
0 not
Condition.
equal to 1 is
sir.
true.
True.
So it should print
Yes.
welcome.
So you should revise your mathematics. 0 not equal to 1 is condition is true. Because 0 is not equal to 1. 0, 1 are both are different value. Okay.
Very good.
0 not equal to 1 condition is true. So it will print welcome. It will print welcome. Getting?
Yes, yes.
So what is the moral? Do not get overconfident. Huh? First, look at your program carefully. Understand what is that program. Do not go to in a hurry of writing your answer. Okay, switch case.
Heart, sir.
The heart and the thought one were assumed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, correct. Character suit is equal to 3. Case 1 not match, case 2 not match, but the default is match heart, and the print is the default statement. That is it is a compulsory statement. Okay. So heart and the thought one wears a suit. Okay, next.
I am in case 3.
I am in case 3.
I am in case 3, sir.
Yeah.
I'm in case 3 only. Okay. So C equal to 3. V is actually you are comparing the integer variable with the character here. Okay. So its ASCII value of this capital small v will be compared. Now it is not 3. ASCII value of capital small v is not 3. So it is not match. Now case 3 will be match. Yes. 3 equal to 3 match. So I am in case 3 will be printed and the break is there. Okay. Break is there. So when there is a break, directly it will go outside the switch case. If break is not there, then I am in case 12 is also printed. Huh?
Default is also printed.
If this break is also not there.
Yes, sir.
If both break is not there, then 3 cases will be printed. Okay. So we will take that program one by one program. So we'll take this 6th one. Write a program using conditional operator to determine whether year entered through the keyboard is a leap year or not. Okay, so CD, C line practice. Okay, and now leap dot C hash include stdio dot h and then int main and return 0. Okay, now we have to find out that a given number is a leap year or not. Okay, so I'm giving a leap year program. Okay, so we have to take the user input. So I am defining one variable int year. I have to take the user input. So that's a printf statement first. Enter any year. Okay, then for user input, scanf statement %d, and then tell me address of
Ampersand year.
year. Okay.
Printf
Printf that colon
colon.
double inverted commas is not there in the beginning,
Okay, so it will generate an error.
and there is one extra.
Okay. Now next one is using conditional operator. We have to do now using if else statement. Actually, we already have done this for if modulus 4 equal to 0, then it is
Mm.
printf.
Then it is a leap year.
Leap year.
is a leap year, else
Not a leap year.
okay. So this program I think you already done. The how to replace it by using the conditional operator. Simple. Just remove that if part first. After the if,
Colon.
if then printf leap year. Do not put here semicolon. After printf, do not put semicolon, and then only colon will be there, and then printf, not a leap year, and then semicolon. The program is done. Control X, Y, enter, and then gcc leaf.c, and then /a.out. Enter any year. So 2020, yeah, it is a leap year, but 2019, not a leap year. Getting?
Yes, sir.
Very simple one. Next one.
So, but for leap year, there are two more conditions, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
100.
Yeah.
It will be divisible by both 100 and
Both and 100. So you can put it here using and. One, I think one condition is using and get, and one condition using or.
yeah, sir. Yeah.
Yeah, or. Okay. So just whatever the state condition you are putting here, enclose in this bracket, circular bracket. I'm only giving the one more condition, modulus 4.
Okay.
Okay. Next one is how to write a program to find out the greatest of three numbers entered through the keyboard using conditional operator. Okay. Control X, Y, enter, and then again nano greatest dot C, and again okay. So my program is greatest of three numbers. So three numbers we required to define A, B, and C. Okay, so take the user input.
Enter. See.
And then
Scan.
scanf 3% is D, and then okay, out one of you has submitted the assignment which is handwritten. Actually they have put their /n. Do not put any formatting string in the scanf.
Okay, sir. Okay.
And address of A, comma address of B, comma address of C. And then here now, if what is my condition? If A is greater than B, okay, then what to do? Again, we have to check with A is greater than C. Then A is greater.
Then
Okay,
A is the greatest.
okay, so the same thing we can use it by using the conditional operator. So conditional operator here, this is conditional operator. If A is greater than B and if A is greater than C, then just print
If A is the greatest.
percentage D is greatest slash comma A.
Comma A.
Now we have handled the one condition. Second, the second one, if A is not greater, then what happens? It will go to here, else part. But in the else part, actually, it might happen that B is greater or C
B
is
is greater.
greater. So again, check if B
Another
is
condition.
greater than A and B is greater than
Greater
C,
than C.
then question, we have to check one more condition. So here, this should be in a bracket, question mark, and here printf
B is the percentile D is greatest slash n comma B.
percentage D is greatest slash n and then comma B. Okay, and colon. If B is also not greatest, then who is greatest? C is greatest. No need to check the condition. Huh? No need to check condition. Obviously, if A is not greatest, B is not greatest, obviously the C is greatest. So percentage D is greatest slash n comma C. And I think the one bracket we need, yes, one bracket we need. Okay, so this is my condition. So if A is greater than B and A is greater than C, this is my true part, first true part. If first true part get executed, directly go to out. But if the first is not true, then it will go to check one more condition. But here in that else part, again one more condition is there. So we are putting here, if B is greater, then put B is greater. Otherwise C is greater. Just check it here. GCC and not it's GCC and then greatest dot C and then dot slash A dot out. Now first we are entering the A as greater. Okay, so 23, 10 and 4. So output should be 23 is the greatest. The next one is suppose 10, 34 and 5. 34 is greatest. Now next one is C should be greater. So it is 67. So 67 is greatest. So tested, my program is successfully tested. Getting the point? Yes. Are you able to write your program by yourself then? A greater than B and A greater than C. Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I will note down this. Okay, so for understanding actually, I'm putting here at the next line. Any doubt? I think one more program you ask. Can I solve that program? The previous one, addition of first digit and last digit.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, the
Hmm.
interchanging one, you have to use swap, no, sir? Swapping.
Swapping, yes. The same program we have to take. I will give you all the that logic to swap the numbers.
Okay, sir.
Mhm. Okay, so I think reverse, no? No, reverse. Let's see. Okay, so I'm modifying the same program ABCDE. And 4-digit number you have taken. So 4-digit number, sum. I don't want this. Okay, so enter any numbers, 4-digit number, 4-digit number, and then now, okay, A, B, C, D. No need to give here these statements. E and F we don't require, only A and B we require. And now sum is equal to A plus D. Simple.
Sir,
Yes.
we can also do like this, no, sir. A divided by 1000 and last digit will be A modulus 10.
Yes,
So
yes,
sum is that first digit plus last digit.
yes, yes, yes. We can also do. I think one of you have given that assignment. My method is this, but your method can be different one also. Huh? I will check it first by using my method, and then we will put your. We'll check your method also. So 4-digit number is 4, 5, 6, 7. So your answer should be 11. Sum is 11. Okay, so my answer is correct.
So show this, sir, once again.
Program.
Yeah, sir.
Do not look for this comment line. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And who is having the logic? Suppose A and B. Last, comma, first. So the last digit I can get by using the last is equal to num modulus 10. Last digit. And the first digit I can get. First digit I can get by dividing by 1000. And this is the program that you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
So we'll check this output. Okay, so my output should be 8 plus 5, 13. Sum is 13, correct.
Okay, sir. So if it is 5-digit number, then it should be divisible by 10,000, no, sir?
10,000, yes, it is divisible by 10,000. Okay, so one program can have a multiple solution. Okay, you 5 are there, you can all the 5 can have the different solutions. Yes, done.
Sir, that interchanging, sir, swap one. Could you explain that also?
Okay, actually it requires some more time. I am planning to take in a next lecture.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Because there are 5 to 6 techniques are there. All the 5 to 6 techniques I need to cover.
Okay, sir.
Huh?
Okay, sir.
No. Okay, anyone want to note down this?
Wait, so 2 minutes.
And which book you are preferring? Which book of C you do you have?
So we don't have any book.
So
Okay.
structured programming with C.
Author?
I need to check, sir. But then it was one of the library book which we got from college.
Okay. So I will share you one ebook PDF.
Okay,
Okay, on
sir.
the WhatsApp group. Firstly, you can refer that latest C. You can start learning with the Yashwant Kanetkar latest C. Then after that, the second book you have to read as a Balaguru Swami. Programming in C. ANSI C, I think. ANSI C by Balaguru Swami. The third book is again Exploring C by Yashwant Kanetkar. Exploring C. And one more book. If you read that book, then definitely you become a master in C language, and that is the ANSI C programming language, not ANSI C programming language by Denis Ritchie, the author itself. Denis Ritchie, the creator of C programming. But that should be your last book. If you read that book, then definitely you become a master in C language. So have you done this?
So you'll be sharing that book, sir, textbook.
Yeah, I will share.
Okay, sir.
You can try the remaining programs also, that 8 and 9. You can try it. This is just one software you have to execute. A library charges a fine for every book returned late. For first 5 days, the fine is 50 paisa. For 6 to 10 days, fine is 1 rupees, and above 10 days, fine is 5 rupees. If you return the book after 30 days, your membership will be cancelled. So write a program to accept the number of days the member is late to return the book, and depending on that, display the fine or appropriate message. Okay, if it is less than 30, then calculate the fine. For first 5 days, 50 paisa. For 6 to 10 days, 1 rupee. It is just a mathematics you have to do first. Calculate manually, and then after that implement your logic in your C language.
Sir, it's like using if statement. If number of days is less than this particular number of days, then it will be 5 rupees. If else, 10 rupees, like that.
But suppose if your user has entered
Which
three
case?
days, then
I
if
think it depends on case.
if the member is led by 3 days only, then what is its fine?
And no fine.
No, for first 5 days.
First one,
Okay,
50
first
paisa.
50 paisa.
Oh, 1.5
Okay.
rupee.
1.5 rupee. Okay. If suppose user is led by 8 days, then
Mention the mathematical formula there and then do the.
yes, for 5 days it is 5 paisa. On the first 5 days it is 2 rupees and 50 paisa, and 6 day onwards 1 rupee. So for 6th day 1 rupee, 7th day 1 rupee, and 8 they also 1 rupee. So 3 rupees and 2 rupees and 50 paisa. I think it is 5 rupees and 50 paisa. So according to it, actually you have to do one mathematical formula and just convert that mathematical formula in your
Sir,
system.
it's like each day it will increase, or 6 to 10 days it's 1 rupee only.
Yeah,
Each
first
day
5
it will
days.
increase.
First 5 days is 50 paisa.
50
First 5 days.
paisa.
Okay,
Yes,
if you
sir.
have 30 days late, then for first 5 days 50 paisa only. 6 to
So,
10 days 1 rupee only, and about 10 days it is 5 rupees only.
So
sir,
it will
isn't
add
it like,
everything.
yeah, each day it is, if it is below 5 days,
Hmm?
then each day we should
50
calculate as 50 paisa and then total
Yes.
amount it should display.
Yes.
So if it is 10 days, then first 5 days, each day we have to
50 paisa.
add 50 paisa.
Yes.
Then from 6th to 10th day, for each day 1 rupee we have to add,
1
sir.
rupee. Yes. 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 5 rupees, 7 rupees and 50 paisa. I think for total fine for 10 days.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So tomorrow we'll take that problem. Firstly, we'll take the problem of swapping of two numbers. There are the 3 to 4 techniques are there. I'm explaining you. Then after that, we'll start with the loop control structure.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
we'll meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think 18.
Yeah,
Okay.
sir.
And tomorrow is
So tomorrow is 19th.
It's Sunday.
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 But actually, Sunday is a holiday. So we'll meet at 20.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Sunday is holiday actually.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we'll meet at 20. So if there is Sunday, I will give you more assignments. So I'll post you more assignments
Okay, sir.
on your WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
sir.